Yeah, this is minutes after another video, so I'm changing my appearance. Yesterday, I'm in a park watching a father play with his three sons baseball. He's not an expert, but he's patient, he's empowering them, he's supportive, good attitude. But even before I observed all these things, I asked if I could go in the field and help retrieve the balls. I ended up playing also the pitcher, the catcher, the batter, having a nice little conversation with them at the end. Well, it didn't last long because the sun was setting already. But that kind of supportiveness I shared with the dad. I don't know if his kids were close enough to hear. But you know how they play a lot of different sports in that family, but they're trying to share on days where it's not going to be like a high intense competitiveness, some of each other's activities. And also I said, well, include music as a different form of intelligence. We talked about breathing. He talked about that too, that he learned a lot about that. And you know, I'm a badminton player, and I talked about badminton as being one of the rare sports that works working memory strategy. Let's say at high-paced, fast-paced, you know, interactions, strategy is more likely to occur, not just to win, but to actually, you know, use the higher functions of the brain with a sport like badminton. Took me more than a decade to make a little bit of progress with this. But once I did, and I also focused on other parts of my brain's development, I'm pretty much off the charts with these things now, which makes it that even if I had serious injuries, I'd still be a badminton player, you know, that is worth kind of inviting on the court. The local college here has done amazingly well to ruin the sport of badminton for me, which is sad that a sport I like that has many benefits is ruined in such a way. I have to pay a fee. I have to set up my own court, you know, and they don't have great nets to go with those poles, and take it down. And they could easily buy the nylon plastic feather birds. Badminton birds that I recommended, but no, they want us to, like I said, well, the lady said, oh no, he's scheduled to show up like last time and you can use his birds again. And this is a bankrupt, this is a college going bankrupt because of poor management, like most of them, right? And yet, it's so ruining the sport for me. And I end up coaching people every time I go, don't get paid, don't need to get paid, but don't need to be charged $5 to do the job of the sports attendant that they're not giving me, that they advertise, because I'm not pretty enough, maybe, because the two I saw so far are gorgeous. And the guy I think that hires one of the ladies that's regular there would like me to be hired, but I don't think she realizes that it's that insane over there. And, you know, who wants to do that unless you got a great support network, or you're me? That means you can deal with reality without a support network. So it's pretty sad because, you know, people that love the sport that do go won't benefit from me, because I'm not going to keep going and be pissed off because I feel taken advantage of, because this guy that hires probably, or that screened a resume, probably thinks, we're getting Martin to set up, play down, coach people, he's showing up, he gets them, he's paying the $5, we're not buying the shuttles, you know, they have to supply. They think they're taking advantage of me in a way that makes them smart. But it doesn't, because they lose me, and they will keep mismanaging and failing in their structures of education, which is not an exception. This is the norm. The norm. I mean, do you want me to do research every post-secondary education institution in Canada and still come up with at least 90% of them are pretty screwed up? Do you want me to do that? And then what are you going to do about it? And who would do it? And how would you succeed at it as the rest of the world is crumbling around you? So, you know, I think my biggest series on my YouTube channel right now is Dying with Dignity, teaching a species to die with dignity. So even though you choose to continue to not be able to problem solve for yourselves, which means there's no such thing as humanism anymore, can you at least do it without taking advantage of other people or violating my human rights? or being denial or feeling good about it because you think you're slightly superior in intelligence than somebody else, although you guys don't even know how to objectively evaluate for this. And that makes you a great person, even though you're crashing your proto-civilization around you. Like, can you not, as a species, die with a little bit of dignity? And that's really the last hope I have for this species that I share DNA with, is can you please, I'm telling you this as a badminton coach and a lover of badminton and a guy who worked really hard to be able to bring that love and those skills to other people free of charge as a philanthropist. Can you please not make me that ashamed of you that I share DNA with and try to have a little bit of dignity as you die as a species?